There is no minimalist, basic, clean girl, beige aesthetic here. I am inspired by mid-century modern type, but mix that with someone who was raised on Disney Channel, Pixar, Nickelodeon, How I Met Your Mother, Friends. I want to live in my Pinterest board. Apartment hunting in Santorini was so much fun, and I actually did a lot of the hunting online before I ever set foot in any viewing. I searched a lot on Property 24 and private property for the things I was looking for. The most important things to me were obviously a reasonable price, but the distance from work, the lighting, closet space, and the overall look. This first apartment I actually really liked, but to be honest, it felt cramped. I felt the whole apartment felt too small and it was kind of far from work. It just felt really tiny and like closed in. And I realized pretty quickly that that kind of apartment that feels a little bit enclosed was just not going to work for me. Coming from like living at home and then living in my previous place when I was still in school, I just had space and I'm used to that. So that's why the second apartment was just so much better. I mean, look at the space, and it's a loft, and it had a giant balcony. To be honest, if this place wasn't so far from work, it would have been the perfect place for me. And sadly enough, theoretically, this place is the perfect distance. It was like 20 to 30 minutes away from work. But Sandton traffic means that's an hour to an hour 45 on a bad, bad day. And spending almost 2 hours on the road to and from work sounds like too much of a toll. And even the lady who was showing us the apartment was like, girl, if you're gonna work in Sandton, it's gonna be a nightmare. So this place was so perfect, and we got to see this apartment, which was in the same estate. And this is just the empty version of the previous apartment, and it just reinforced that. First of all, I have to live in a loft one day. Like I have to live in a loft one day, and I was fighting the urge to just get this apartment anyway. But secondly, it showed me that I really love the old style houses, the way houses used to be made. Which brings me to apartment 4. Honestly, this apartment, I wasn't really viewing it. My friend Ole was, and but obviously I was still also on the hunt, so I was still looking out. But I knew at this point that this wasn't my type of apartment, just because this is too new. Like these apartment buildings that are so fresh, like only a few people have lived in it. It's so stark white with the walls. It feels a bit hospitally to me. They're very nice, but they were just not my style, and I found myself gravitating towards the more older houses, like the more like lived in houses. But these type of estates are so like user friendly, if I can explain it like that. And we actually saw quite a few apartments in the same estate, so you'll see a few of these apartments, but they were also lovely and they had different layouts, which is nice. They had nice bathrooms, except this one bathroom. Yeah, no, you can't call that a whole full bath. It was just absolutely not. But the kitchens were stunning, and this one actually came with the fridge and the washing machine included in the rent, which was nice. Spacious lighting, all of that. But to be honest, it just so stark white, and I don't know, something about it just wasn't my vibe. And I realized that pretty early on that no man, I am not liking the new type of apartment vibe. But we did view this apartment and it had so much to offer. The gym, the communal spaces, just all the amenities that come with it are just so amazing. But to be honest, something I did not like was that there were so many children. It's so kid friendly. This is definitely the type of place you go to when you have like your little family. Me personally, that would annoy me every day. So it was one of the things, but it's just so stunning, and it had so many spaces to study, to work. Like obviously if you like out of power, you can come here and charge your phone, Wi-Fi. So all those things are just lovely. But back to another apartment. Now, this one was actually at a reasonable distance, and that was something that, like, oh, I love that. This was probably going to take me 10 minutes to get to work every morning. But gosh, there was a shower inside the bedroom, and the place was just so dark. And yeah, it just wasn't the right vibe, but the distance was great and the pricing was so great. And now this apartment, I'm just showing you to show you kind of like to be honest, what I don't want. This is exactly what I meant by like cramped, brand new, stock, bright, brand new. These are the type of apartments that prioritize the amenities. Like that gym was incredible, but then you're going to live in a shoebox, Like it's barely a kitchen. You can see Riley's like, oh my gosh, like for 8,000. That's the problem. Like this was 8,000 per month. And it's basically a little box of a kitchen. Cupboards aren't even high enough. Riley and I are short and we were touching the top of the cupboards. You're gonna put one queen bed in here and be done. It just felt like a res. Like I was like, I've done this before. I lived at res before. It felt like res. I was like, this is res. I could never pay my hard-earned money for it. But I mean, the amenities are nice, and to be honest, that's what you would be getting. You'd be getting the amenities. But this is an example of like exactly what I don't want. And now apartment 8, to be honest, or is this apartment 9? I think it's supposed to be apartment 9. But like to be honest, if I didn't get the apartment I live in now, I probably would have been showing you guys this one as my apartment because this had the right vibes. I don't know how to explain it. If you guys aren't seeing it in the video already, like the kind of vibes I like, it just looks like a home. Like it looks like a house. It looks like a house. The closet's huge. The windows are huge. She has side tables and she still has space. I just really like this one. This is exactly what I would have wanted. But then I obviously found my queen, my love, my place. So yeah, that was the experience of the apartment hunting in Sandton. It was really interesting because some places were like beautiful. It's like amazing. It's this really nice place, but it's hella far. Like as you guys saw, like it's so far from where I work. The traffic and the petrol and just the time that it's going to take, the effort to get to work is just not worth the place, even though the place has the perfect price range. And that was kind of the battle that I was finding, is that you're going to have to choose between being in the right area versus being at the right price. And these people, they know this market. They know this market really well. If you're anywhere near that central Sandton, there where it's the hub of Sandton is, yeah, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay for that shoebox. You're gonna pay, and I did not want the shoebox. My problem is that I've already been accustomed to living in a bigger space. The only shoebox I ever lived in was first year in res when I shared, and it wasn't even that bad. I had my whole side of the room, and then for a brief moment, for like a month, when I lived at a little tiny res there in Bram. But even then, I moved out in a month because I love having space. I want to film. I want to just stand around. I want to have stuff. I love having stuff. I just want to have decor and whatever I want and just space to move. So for me, it was very important to have space, which is why I knew that those apartments that are really close to like work and the central of Sandton, they were just not going to work for me because I knew that they were going to be too small. I also didn't want a place that felt like res. And I'm sorry, but these new builds feel like res. They look and feel like res to me. It's tiny. You're in this like commune kind of area with all these like young professional vibes. And I get that for some people that's really nice. Like it's comforting to have people your age and who are around, everyone is a young individual in corporate, so maybe you'll find your people. But for me personally, I don't want that because it tends to be a res. Like you tend to end up living the kind of lifestyle you lived at res, as in you got friends around, you guys are all like, I don't even know how to explain it properly, but if you get it, you get it. And a lot of these like apartments that were close by, they gave me those kind of vibes, and I didn't like that. So I had to move past those. And luckily I kept looking. And actually, funny enough, sometimes you just find the right place at the right time, at the right moment. Because we were actually so late for the listing of this place. We were so late, and the lady almost canceled on us, but we made it. We saw it. And I kid you not, we stepped into the estate, and Riley and I were like, oh, we like this estate. Then we were in the backyard and we were like, oh, we like this backyard. Then we saw the kitchen, we were like, oh, we were just going, we like this. And then I just searched up the area and found that it was like 7 kilometers from work, which was perfect. So everything worked out. And that's how I ended up here. packed all my belongings out of home and moved into my first apartment. I was so excited. Riley and I had help from family and friends. And because we knew we'd be moving months in advance, we had already bought a lot of basic items. So we didn't really have to start from scratch, which is so great. One of the first things you notice about this place is how spacious it is and the beautiful natural lighting that comes in. And we were like sold from there. There's counter space, closet space, just space all around. And that is the key word that I love to hear. It's also very homey. You can see what I meant by homey. It just looks like a house, a home that you can grow up in. And the owner is very okay with us customizing this place, which is also a big selling point for us because we plan to like make it our own, do a lot of decor. Like, I just want to play around with this place a lot. It is 2 bedrooms and it is 2 bathrooms, one at the bath, one at the shower, and it has a backyard, so we will be hosting. I just can't wait to make so many memories in this place. As I said, this is not a minimalist zone at all. We love color over here. We love texture. We love interest. And I don't want my place to be a neutral base for my decor. I want every piece to have some sort of personality, some sort of story, some sort of interesting point. And obviously that doesn't mean that I'm just going to flood my place with a bunch of stuff. Obviously things are going to be put together in a way that's going to make sense. But I want to read you guys what I had as my Pinterest inspiration as I've been putting together my Pinterest board for like a year prior to moving. But this is kind of what I wrote as like my bio for my Pinterest board, and I feel like it describes the kind of vibe that I'm going for perfectly. I said, my perfect apartment for when I finally get to live on my own the way I want to. I'm going for a skater, streetwear style meets girly pop Disney baby with a lot of colors, shapes, and textures. Features things like posters and wall art, interesting rugs and mirrors, as well as unique decor pieces. And baby, that's just it. That is just it. If you guys grew up on shows like That's So Raven, Hannah Montana, Wizards of a Waverly Place, then you know like those girlies' rooms had personality. But I grew up admiring that kind of style because to me it's like, why not? And I also love the idea of like changing your aesthetic. And since I'm someone who has a lot of aesthetics, I love to dabble in a lot of different aesthetics. I want each room to kind of have its own vibe. So the plan is that I'm going to make individual YouTube videos for each room. And now this is going to take months, obviously, because I'm not going to decorate every room once off. But once I've gotten what I think is a majority, like a base point of every room, I will share a video. And obviously you guys will have to stay tuned to see if I add anything extra. But every room will get its own little dedicated video. And I'm so excited. I've already started on some of the rooms, obviously, because I've been staying here for a few months. And I've been putting a few things in and I've been showing you guys. So once every room comes together, it'll have its own little video dedicated, especially because every room will have its own little theme. And it's kind of the vibe that I'm going for because I didn't want to like box myself in. I wanted to explore every aesthetic that I have. And you know what? I have free will. But not only do I have free will, I now have financial freedom to exercise my free will. And luckily Riley, who I stay with, my housemate, she also loves like, she grew up on the same shit I grew up on. So trust me, she gets it. She gets it, and her room is gonna be its own aesthetic. Like, it's just gonna be amazing. And I can't wait to share with you guys everything because like I feel like I've just been looking forward to this for so long that I'm even like buzzing out of excitement. I'm kind of scared of like going wrong with my decor. But I also feel like, what does wrong mean? Like, no offense, but like I can't decorate incorrectly. It's my place. And I'm not rich, not wealthy, so definitely this place will not be furnished by the end of this month, by the end of that month, and like done. I'm still missing a lot of pieces, but I'm a thrifty person. I love shopping secondhand. I love being given like pass me down things, and then I love going shopping. So naturally I want to go shopping over time and build the pieces in this place. Like, I've already thrifted a few pieces. A thrift video is also on its way. And it's just so fun that these are like things that are secondhand. Like,
the people who have this are just me and a few people who bought it whatever year it came out. I don't even know what shop it's from. I don't know whose house it was in. But now it's gonna serve a purpose in my house that's new for me. I'm that kind of person. So you can imagine that's going to take months to curate every single element of my place. And even when I show you guys the videos of every place, they won't be complete. It won't be like, oh, here's the living room and now we're done. You're gonna have to just stay tuned for more and more vlogs as I add more. And also, of course, if you want to see my decoration and the progress of my place in short form, TikTok, Instagram is also there. Definitely check those out because I will be sharing there. But this is more like the place where I'll be going in depth, obviously. But yeah, I'm so excited to make this place my own. I'm inspired by a lot. I love color, I love prints, I love shapes, I love textures. And I can't wait to share that with you guys. And I just want to be interesting because I feel like I have only a handful of creators who have this aesthetic, especially in South Africa. So I just want to be one of those. Like I want to be one of those for one of you guys. Maybe if you also were thinking like this is a very Americanized, very westernized kind of aesthetic that you just never felt like you could attain. Maybe you could see me and be like, oh wait, I can do that because I know that growing up I wanted that. So I just want to be that. I'm babbling because I'm excited, but yeah, like I'm excited for you guys to see what's up because I've been living here for a few months and obviously I haven't posted anything and I've been struggling with juggling work and just understanding my place in content creation. But now I'm like, I miss this. I miss you guys. I miss filming and I have been filming, but I miss sharing. So here is the beginning of a new era, the new apartment era. I want to live in my Pinterest board. This is my apartment. I am Nantane. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video. Bye.